When we first started looking, as a family, we were trying to get a good balance between where we should go, and one of the criteria was to have three schools really. So it goes from the infants to the juniors to to a school that has gone. You can go all the way through. So that was quite a big part of it. We wanted to keep consistency. So the whole high school ticked that box really.
I was looking to see how my child would fit into that school, how the school would conform to my child. Its academic, co-curricular offerings. I was looking for, the environment. Would that be right? Would it be right? Would it be right for my child? Potentially, obviously, my daughter has now obviously arrived. I've got an older son, and going co-ed worked brilliantly, because actually I would have preferred that the children went to a co-ed school, having one of each now as well. It's worked out perfectly. And really the offerings, it's got a lot of heritage, it's got a great reputation, and we've had a lot of friends that have sent their children.
So, I used to go to the school. I grew up in Nottingham, came to the school in the 70s and 80s, so I knew all about the school. I always wondered whether, if I had children, whether I'd send them to the high school or not. Fair to say probably that my wife initially wasn't that keen on the private education, but she saw the school. She'd known some of my friends who went to the school, and I think she became interested in that way. I think she had a perception that it was potentially quite elitist and privileged, and I think when she met people here, she realised that that's not the case. There's people from all sorts of different backgrounds attending the school. So I think she was pleasantly surprised by that, and we had a look round. We looked at other schools, but a big factor for us was the fact that it become co-ed. I'm not sure we would have sent our son Herbie to a single-sex school, but I think that becoming co-ed was a big factor for us as well. And obviously the academic record for the school speaks for itself.
We went to lots of different schools, very open-minded, state and private, and looked around and what we wanted. And the main thing is all the criteria we were looking for. The high school just kept coming in at the top, and thought, well, we thought it was appropriate school for him.
Chose Nottingham High School mainly because the background it holds. The staff were absolutely brilliant when we came in and met them on the open days. I've done several open days because I have two children here. The way they delivered the information, speaking to them, asking them the questions. I already had a background picture of what I was looking for. I'd done quite a lot of research, but for me, the overall picture was important, whether it be, from do they offer this for sports? Do they offer music, facilities? What do they look like? Looking at all the activities that they can do. They had lots of things going on around lunchtime, around evenings, after school clubs, etc. Along with that, just the normal things, obviously, which are really important, the academic and co-curricular activities overall. It just had, and the reputation, obviously, we know Nottingham High School, there's so many people that have been here that we are aware of and know, and I think for us, it ticked all the boxes.
So when we were choosing a school, we thought the children would go to a state school. We visited loads of primary schools across Nottingham and put them in order of preference for all the forms. And then we came to Nottingham High School as a last minute. Friends had advised us, and it is our local school, and we just fell in love with it straight away. It was a no-brainer.
Well, having been here, I love the tradition of the school, and the fact that it's become much more modernised since I was here. I think the teaching is fantastic. I mean, the teachers here are incredibly committed and professional, yet very approachable and accessible. So I think it's got the best teachers. I think there's great opportunities for the pupils here to get involved in all sports, in music, in helping their local community, which has always been an important thing at the school. So it ticked all of those boxes really. Obviously it's fee paying, so people need to feel that they're getting value for money on what they're doing. I think that it does provide that. I think it's a fantastic school, and ultimately I think that you know that the school will make your child fulfill its full potential.
I think for me it's gone co-ed, which is important, being an independent school that's gone co-ed, and it has all the other aspects to it, such as the heritage, etc. That's already there, but actually it's gone co-ed, and the fact that actually my child can start in Lovell House and transition through onto juniors and then on into a senior school is important for me as a parent, because actually I think it's a really stabilising factor, not only for the child but for the parent to know that. And I also do think, knowing that I have obviously children in both Lovell House and senior, I think it's a journey that actually the child takes, but actually the child takes with the school.
The children get the best education, not just academic, for everything. So the time that's invested in each children is brilliant, whereas that would not happen. It physically couldn't happen in other schools just because of class sizes.
I feel that when you send your child obviously to Nottingham High School, you've got smaller classes, you've got real focus on individual children. The academic and pastoral needs are really focused upon. So that's one aspect of it, because actually every child's different, and I feel that actually they bring out the uniqueness in every child. And I think having that dynamic of a smaller group and being able to see your child thrive in an environment like that really, really supports us as parents as well, to know that our child is not just happy, content, but actually has that near one-on-one relationship with their teachers.
Our experience on the teaching has been nothing but exceptional. I think small class sizes definitely helps, and the connectivity between the child and the teacher has been, second to none.
Teaching, I feel that they take every child's needs individually. I think academically they tend to be really supportive of, exactly where the child is and how they can support that child to get from A to B. They will always put things in place to support a child in their development if required, because they've got a teaching assistant when they're little and a teacher, and I think that offers so much more support when the child is younger.
Well, I think the teaching's outstanding. As I've said, I think that we've got the best teachers around here, very accessible, very professional. I think what makes it outstanding is that although there's that platform and structure of teaching, I think because of the class size, each pupil gets treated as an individual, and the teachers have been very good at, from what I've seen, at identifying how each pupil likes to learn. So quite a lot of flexibility in how the teaching is provided.
The academic side is amazing. The extracurricular activities, all the school trips they go on, music, sport. I mean, it's a all round, every box is ticked.
I think Nottingham High School does so many things well, actually. From the support they give children from when they start the school, the one-on-one support, knowing your child really, really well. They get to know your child extremely well. We can tell that by the feedback that we're given as parents. Understanding that child's needs, I think, knowing that actually if the child can't do something the first time, how they can actually make them, support them in the journey to actually do it effectively the next. So, from an academic perspective, that's always a great thing to have within a school, to ensure that actually once you've tried, you can try again and actually have that support and process around them. And
they play a very big part in creating a confident child, and Will has really benefited from that. He's a great all-rounder now. He's interested in playing team sports and independent sports. He loves tennis, he loves to swim, he plays in an orchestra, he loves his instruments. So as a whole, he's really achieved lots of goals. He's interested in learning. They make learning fun, they make learning, he just loves being here, and he loves everything about the school. And it's a pleasure for us as a parent to just support him.
So when Charlotte started, she was so shy, she really didn't have any confidence. She was a lovely little girl, but very quiet. I think if she was in a normal mainstream school, she would have just been lost and left at the back, whereas the school have really worked on her confidence. She would now stand up in front of the whole year group and present, do a talk, and teachers say morning to her, how are you, Charlotte? She would stand and give them a full answer back, whereas before she would have just hid behind me. So what we can see from Charlotte starting and where she is now is a massive difference.
Well, it's quite early days still for Herb. He's been here 3 years, but he's developing really well. He's an only child. I was always quite shy as a child when I was at the school, and he's not. He puts his hand up for everything. He seems pretty confident, and he seems really happy. That's the main thing for me. He comes to school with a smile on his face every day. He's made some really good friends here. Loves his teachers. So that's the most important thing for us, that he loves coming to school every day.
Oh, I've seen both of them grow immensely in their confidence and the way they put themselves forward. I know my daughter was slightly, she was always a little bit more apprehensive to come forward. She's more than happy to turn around and give everything a go now. And actually, if she doesn't quite get it right the first time, she'll always give it another go, because she'll always say, my teachers, Mummy, will always say, always try and try again. She's happy to get involved in anything that the school are doing in terms of productions, and my son's been involved in lots of productions throughout. It increases their confidence, they're happy, and for me, from a parent's perspective, we've really seen them both grow in their journey within the school.
Obviously, from Will's point of view, he's interested in what is put in front of him. This school gives them lots of opportunities to choose lots of things. So from instruments, he can play lots of different instruments, he can play lots of different sports, clubs at lunch, there's clubs in the morning, there's clubs in the evening. They support him through that. Could he do more? Running out of time to do more, so he's full up already.
I think with interests, it's hard when they're young, because they don't always know exactly what they love and what they want to do. So one thing I would say is school gives them a variety of opportunities to try different things, whether that's poetry, music, sport, chess, board games. There's a variety of activities that they can do during lunchtime and after school, which opens up their options for what they want to progress with later on.
Well, very well. He plays football, he plays tennis, he's learning the piano now through school and the recorder now. He does swimming as well. So keeping all the, and the school keep providing, I guess, fresh and new interests for him. So it's fantastic. It's just how do we fit it all in, but we seem to. And I think those opportunities that the school offers are just fantastic. Those opportunities weren't there for me all those years ago, and they are now, and it's great.
The school is exceptional in regards to communication. We get regular emails to both of us. We get from all the teachers, from the head, for outside schooling, from extracurriculum, they are, I mean, obviously nowadays emails are great. During lockdown we've done parents' evening on Teams, and that's been great. And we've done, the teachers and the school could not have communicated better. If there's a problem, it's dealt with. If they need to communicate with us, we now know about it. If there's anything needs to happen, it's on this. And with it going to both of us, I mean, obviously nowadays it's a more modern way, but the school has definitely moved with the times, which is what I think we've wanted, and they seem to get it right.
So one of my children needed help in a certain area, and school have been fantastic. So support from class teacher and the communication has been excellent, and then also the extra support teacher, it's been fantastic. So they communicate via video meetings, emails, and constant updates on performance and how that's going, and it has been amazing.
I think the school's brilliant at communicating. I think we have so many different forums actually. So we now have obviously parents will get one-on-one emails if there's something specific. We can always contact the teacher face-to-face when we're dropping off over at Lovell. We follow obviously school on Twitter. We've got Instagram, and we've got all of the social media aspect. And we're constantly obviously updated. I think the communication side of it is absolutely brilliant. I think it's just got better and better, if I'm honest.
My child loves school. He loves to learn. He loves his friends. He loves being here. We've never struggled to get him into school. We actually struggled to get him out of school. Sometimes he just wants to hang out and play after school club. He loves every minute of it.
They love coming to the high school. So as soon as lockdown finished, it was like a party in my house that they could come back to school. Not only the children, but me. And yeah, they really enjoy coming to school. When we have holidays, obviously they love it, but they always enjoy coming back to see their friends and their teachers.
Both children thoroughly enjoy coming to Nottingham High School. I think my daughter, through lockdown, the education was absolutely brilliant. The support was great. However, she missed the school environment. She missed the trim trail, and she missed she just missed her teachers and actually seeing them face to face. And she thoroughly enjoys it. I don't think the kids would ever want to be anywhere else. They get up in the morning, they're so excited, and they love school.
He does. As I said, he comes every day with a smile on his face. He's got lots of friends here, loves his teachers, so it's great for us that he wants to come every day, and he does so with a huge grin on his face.
How well does the school manage the pastoral needs of your child?
Yeah, really well. I was really pleasantly surprised by this. Like I said earlier, I think the teachers make a real effort to get to know the child and know how they like to study, what their personality is like, and I found that really refreshing. I mean, in all of the parents' evenings and catch-ups that we've had with Herbie's teachers, the pastoral side of things has been really important to us too, because we're not here every day. We'd love to be a fly on the wall to actually see what happens. It's really important to us to know how he mixes with others, how sociable he is, how happy he is. So I've been really surprised by that. And he came back the other day and said he'd done some yoga and meditation, which I thought was just fantastic. I wish we'd had it in my day, but it was different then. But I think that side of things is really strong at the school.
The school are really good at implementing pastoral care. So obviously it's not something that I ever had at school. And the girls are always coming home and telling me what they've done today. It's very good when my girls have an argument now at home. You know, my older one, she'll go off and she'll do a bit of yoga, which they've learnt at Wellbeing in school. They feel very confident that if they had any concerns, they know what to do, what teachers to approach. You know, they can write things down on slips that they get sent home and hand in if they don't want it to know it's from them. Even when we were homeschooling, they created classes so that if any children had concerns, they could message the teachers who would obviously call them. They'd always have one-to-ones, so yeah, they're really on it with how the children are.
I think the fact that they have a separate pastoral section all the way through from Lovell House to senior school, I think it's absolutely brilliant, because pastoral needs are very different to that of academic needs, and I think every child has a different pastoral set of requirements, and if there's ever been an issue from a pastoral perspective, it's quickly highlighted or discussed with a parent, and I think resolved really quickly, because there is a pastoral lead everywhere throughout the school, which is imperative, and I think they do it brilliantly. Yes, she's involved. She does the after-school activities quite often. Gia will stay for after-school cricket, after-school tennis. She thoroughly enjoys the clubs. She also has been part of the choir, which she's very proud of. This is something that I know a lot of the children in the school have got involved in. She loves being involved in anything additional and anything being offered outside of their normal timetable. And I think it's really important, because actually they get to pick and choose. It's not something they have to do, it's something they can get involved in. So actually, again, conforming to the child's needs, and you know, they make their own choices, and I think choice is important from a young age, so they have that ability to make that decision.
So any extra activities that the school offer, the girls will normally always take up. So in reception, they have after school activities like dance, little wickets, and they do tennis at lunchtime, have football, and they're always keen to get involved and do them. And same with Charlotte in year 3, she does poetry, she does chess, does drama and speech, so they're always happy to have a go at anything that the school offers. So in normal times, I try and get involved with school as much as I could, so any school trips when they'd ask for parents to volunteer, you know, all parents are given that opportunity to get involved with things like that. There'd be open classrooms, which was amazing. We'd get to go into school, spend time looking at their work. The kids would love showing us around, like showing their work on the board and getting out their books and showing all their work, so you'd really feel part of it. Whereas a lot of the time, I think parents don't really know what happens in school.
From a dad's point of view, I'm in contact with all the dads through our WhatsApp dads group, and we camped every year. We did lots of, we went out for 2 or 3 times a year for meetups, and I think that also helps where the children see their parents getting on well. I think there's a WhatsApp group between all the mums as well, and it's really well run. So regards to school, we're all very well connected.
We chose for the girls to go to a co-ed school because we just feel that that's real life, and mixing with boys is really important. All the opportunities at the school is open to anyone, boy or girl, and that's real life, so that's what we wanted for them. And they need to, for us, we feel they need to do that now, right through, so when they enter the big wide world, they're prepared.
So the best thing anyone could do, I'd already talked to many people about this school, and I knew how great it was. It's my great-grandfather came here, so I'm from Nottingham, so the school has been here a long time, and it's been good for a long time. And it's great that it's still a great school. It's got a great building, it's got great facilities. It's in a good location. It's in the centre of Nottingham. You can get, when the child gets a bit older, they can get here by public transport, they can get here on the bike, they can get here. it's in the middle.
I'd advise them actually definitely look at the research and look at the background, look at the reputation, the heritage, the results, obviously, where they hold. They're in a very strong position, and they've been highlighted several times, obviously, within the media, I know, more recently. But actually, it's more than that. Come in, have a look at the school, have a conversation with the teachers, have your questions ready. It's transitional as well, so actually, the child will start at level, and they'll see a journey throughout, which for me as a parent is really important. It doesn't just offer, it's not just an academic school, it offers so much more. It has, academics, co-curricular activities, all the hobbies, the opportunities it offers. I think it's endless, and I think it's important for parents to see that.
First piece of advice would be to come and have a look at the school. I think that was really important. As I said, I came to look at the school again 20 years after leaving, and loved the tradition of the school, but also the modern sixth form centre that had just been built is just fantastic. So I think come and have a look at the school, look at the facilities, and also the Valley Road, the sports facilities, which it's important to go and check those out. And I think try and meet some of the teachers, because I think the teachers are just fantastic here.
Come around for the open days, as that was a game changer for us. As soon as we came, spoke with the teachers, walked around the school, I walked out knowing I wanted my children to come here. Also book meetings where you get to come around and on your own, which is a lot more personal. And again, you'll love everything that you see.